official podcast of the Tiki Freaks, coming to you from one of the birthplaces of Tiki, Hollywood, California, where our goal is to keep Tiki fun, and young at heart, and kind of freaky too. You can find our website at thetikifreaks.com and at the Tiki Freaks on Twitter and Instagram. My name is Jim, or as my Tiki friends call me, Rum Bum Jimmy. I'm just 50 drinks shy from joining the Loyal Order of the Drooling Bastard at Tonga Hut in North Hollywood. I'm going to see if I can get some of them up there in Palm Springs next weekend too. My co-host today is coming to us from the official Freaky Tiki Bar, Luke.
Woo. Hey, it's Cheeseman in Paradise here. First Tiki Freaks show. And for me, Tiki all began at the famous restaurant, the Kahiki in Columbus, Ohio.
All right. And we are honored and excited to have as our guest on this premiere episode of the Tiki Freaks show, Mr. Rory Snyder. He's the organizer of one of the biggest and most important and exciting Tiki conventions in the country. I've been trying to go a couple times. It's always sold out. I finally got my tickets this year. Anyways, it's Tiki Caliente happening May 12th through the 15th at the incredible Caliente Tiki Hotel in sunny Palm Springs, California. Rory, we are so glad to have you with us today.
Aloha.
Aloha. That is right.
1970s McDonald uniform on, and I'm drinking out of my vintage Ronald McDonald 1977 glass.
Woo, that looks nice.
That. That's so cool.
So, Rory, a lot of people, they know you. I, as a novice, we were talking before the show that me and Luke, I guess you would call us third wave Tikis. There's your first wave back in the 30s, second wave in the middle part of the century. And we're kind of enjoying like a renaissance right now, a renaissance of Tiki. It swept me up in it. It swept Luke up in it. And we at the Tiki Freaks, we just want to make sure we're part of what's happening right now because it's awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Because I didn't know that you're the proprietor of the restaurant there. And just tell us a little bit about your Tiki experience.
Yeah, I'm originally from Chicago, and
Me too.
There you go. Before I even knew the term Tiki, being in Chicago, to find a blonde-haired, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl in Chicago, you'd find Polish girls at the Halakihiki. So I'd go to the Halakihiki and consider it a good dive bar, but it is a historic Tiki bar with the greatest collection of Widco furniture. So that's where I came from, moved to California, and I collected arts. And lo and behold, I collected a couple artists I didn't realize were Tiki artists, and did some research and moved to Palm Springs. And the next thing I know, became friends with a gentleman by the name of Jay Naylor, who is the owner of M Modern Art Gallery, which closed down and then became the Shag store with his number one guy, Shag. So I was very blessed as I was collecting art. I became good friends with these guys. And for the 5th year anniversary of M Modern, they wanted to do a Tiki art show to pay respect to their first art show, which was Tiki, during an event called Tiki Oasis, which I never heard of. So I ended up throwing a one-time event called Tiki Caliente 2008. If anyone remembers the economy in 2008, not too sweet. It was supposed to be a one-time deal. We took off 2009. And then the bar restaurants I own now at the Tropics, the owner at that point reached out to me to help them grand open their new place. So we did Caliente 2 in 2010. And taking the year off was the best thing I could do because the word of mouth was awesome that it was a small boutique event because everything was growing so quickly. Mm-hmm. And got to do the event. And later, the new owner of the hotel offered me the bar next to the pool, which was now the Reef Palm Springs. And now I'm taking over the area right next to the Reef, which is Sancho's Mexican restaurant, which is based off of Sambo's because it used to be a Sambo's.
Yeah.
And La Fern, Palm Springs' first Fern bar.
Wow.
Yeah. So keep him busy.
Good. I've been to the Caliente Tropics many times. It's my favorite place in Palm Springs. And I used to visit back before there were any bars. It was a time when there was no bars there, but it looked like there used to be. Yeah. And so when the Reef opened, that was so exciting. We were Cheeseman, you were with me, Cheeseman Paradise, with our friend Darian just a few years back. And it was like cool Tiki, but mixed in with a lot of cool Star Wars imagery was in there at the time. I loved it. It was kind of fun.
Yeah,
Well,
they introduced us to the water, like ceiling water light type stuff. I'm like, how did you guys get this? And they said you can buy these lights that are very affordable on Amazon. So like I now own like 2 of those like color lights that look like water that you can change different speeds and different colors.
It's good atmosphere. We were
Yeah.
when we opened it, we didn't consider it a tiki bar because then you could get abused. We called it a tropical libation sanctuary.
Yep.
Because we knew we were going to throw Star Wars in. We knew we were going to throw Tuesday nights were trop rock nights. Thursday nights were yacht rock. So I was blessed to get a wide berth in exploring things outside of tiki without getting too much criticism.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Just because we're going to jump into the Tiki Caliente here in just a second to give a preview of what's coming up. But you mentioned something for those of us who are kind of newish to tiki, like within the past 4 or 5 years. You mentioned trop rock. You mentioned a little. Can you describe for us kind of like core tiki and how it's adjacent to Jimmy Buffett tiki, which is not tiki, it's tropical, and how they all kind of play in the same sandbox sometimes?
You know, I think sometimes they get to play in the same sandbox because somebody like myself or Otto incorporates it, and then people don't know better that there's a tie. But tiki is a specific genre. You can't really change it. It's a particular history. Things happened. A lot of it you could say is Polynesian. Most of it you could say is U.S. playing off a fake Polynesian story. So when there's a difference between tiki and a tiki community, and our tiki community has people who love goth. So there's goth tiki, there's the Vato tiki, you could kind of go adjacent, but the best I could recommend to people is be educated on tiki. And then after you're educated, you could go off topic because you choose to, versus the people that go off topic and just fight that it's tiki, but it's not. So I yacht rock. I love smooth, easy listening yacht rock. And if the old days when there's tiki events before Tiki Caliente, you would go and listen to Martin Denny, Don Ho. A full weekend of that is sleepy time for me.
Yeah.
You need higher energy acts for like Friday and Saturday nights. So songs you could sing along to, yacht rock. I don't bring a lot of trop rock into the events because truly Jimmy Buffett for some people is like a line you can't cross. I cross it all the time. I just don't do it at the event.
Right.
Yeah. So, but truly the best advice I could give people is there's tiki and there's the tiki community. Tiki community, you could flex as far as you want to flex. As long as you know you're leaving the spectrum, people will respect it. The people who want to enforce that no Yoda is tiki, it's not a good conversation because I can't see how you're going to win that.
But I do have to say this. The one thing I'm excited about is that
that's awesome.
That the tiki community seems to have embraced the monsters of tiki. I love it, the universal monsters. And I won this because I was at Comic-Con and I was at one of the tiki events at Comic-Con. And I got up and I asked the question, why are the universal monsters? I understood the Gill Man. I understand the Creature from the Black Lagoon, but I was excited that they were bringing the other monsters on because it's a good conversation to have. And by the way, I saw that you were at the events over at Oceanic Arts recently as well. We were both there as well. That was a good time.
Yeah, it was beautiful to go. A lot of people wouldn't know this, but I'm more of a homebody, so I really don't go out that often because I kind of get tiki every day I want with the bar, restaurant, and the events. It was beautiful to go there because it was the first time I can remember in a long time that no one was promoting themselves. And even wearing my tiki attire, my jackets, and my really bright stuff, it looks like cosplay next to the real people who didn't dress for the role. They just made tikis and built things and sold things and kind of started primed the pump for all of us. So it was kind of nice to be there without self-promotion. It was humbling.
All right, well, let's talk about what we are here to talk about, and that, of course, is Tiki Caliente number 13 in Palm Springs, May 12th through the 15th. If you don't have tickets, you're SOL. You're out of luck. There's no more tickets. I've tried to go many years in the past, and it seems like it sells out fairly quickly, right?
Yeah, well, if you've been to the Caliente Tropics,
Yes.
it's a small hotel. There's 93 rooms. There used to be 154 because the Twin Palms behind it was part of the tropics. So there's more people that want to come, but it would morph the whole event if I just did a cash grab.
Yeah.
I don't want to stand in line with 300 people to get to a room party. Even when we do the mobile bars and the bars, we do pre-batches. And if you want to use a credit card, you could have any drink you want, but we try to get drinks in people's hands as fast as possible. It's a turn and burn. It's a vacation. So to me, it's one of those things that it sells out quickly. You get a lot of people who hit you up last minute and want the bro deals, which I'm not as apt to do anymore because my time is a little tighter with all the stuff in the bars and the restaurants. But we limit them. When it gets to 650, we call it. And that's also why we started doing the October event like 4 or 5 years ago, actually 6 or 7 years, which is like the Freddie Mercury solo album versus Queen. It's like, the diehards want to hear it, but, everyone wants to go to the mothership, which is Tiki Caliente.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheeseman, what question you have?
Yeah, just tell us like what's going on like over the days, just like generally.
Yeah, because remember, we've never been. And so like we're seeing that you're talking about room parties, talking about the day sessions. Fill us in what's going on.
There's a whole lot to do and you're not pressured to do any of it. So there's a lot of people that just come to Palm Springs to enjoy the weather and they'll disappear during the day and go to the Tonga Hut. They'll go to Bootlegger. They'll go to Seymour's. They'll go to the Delray. Then they come back for the live acts at nighttime. But if you stay on grounds, for instance, on Saturday and Sunday, Marina does a workout class at 10 o'clock if you want to work off your hangover from Thursday or Friday. After that, we start going into afternoon room parties, which don't forget to tip your hosts who make drinks for you guys. But
we got a list of some of them from the website here.
Yep. And you'll see some of the politicking we have to do. A lot of the ones we started doing are on bottom floors because it's an old hotel. Nothing scarier than seeing 300 people on the outside balcony, outside walkways. But room parties, the Reef is open all day. Sancho's will be open for breakfast. LaFern will be open for drinks to split up the crowd and to get AC so you don't have to sit outside the whole time.
Yeah.
And then when the bands start playing, if you purchase tickets for Symposium, Shag will be there signing the new Exotica Moderne cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Shag will be on ground. You get to see a lot of people will get to see the new stuff because no one's seen Sancho's yet or LaFern.
Yeah.
So it's no one sneak peek because we'll be open for our crowd only, but we haven't opened to the general public yet. You also see the Jungle Room.
What's that?
A Jungle Room is a room that sits in Sancho's. It sits by itself, and Shag helped me do a window wrap with custom art by him that's kind of Widco style. It's got leopard wallpaper. It's all filled with Widco. And what the plan will be after the summer is you'll have a menu available by Shag that'll be the top 5 selling options on Sancho's, LaFern, and the Reef. And it's $25 a head to eat there, minimum 4 people. The $25 goes towards a custom rocks glass that Shag's doing for us. So when you have dinner there, you walk with these rocks glasses and you have an exclusive dining area that holds 10, 15 people.
Okay.
That sounds awesome. Now, what kind of like drinks and food do you expect to be like at the event or like over the years? Like what's the vibe with the, the food culture for the foodie type tiki people?
First of all, the Reef has always done a wonderful job because we have a Loco Moco that is one of the best Loco Mocos. My chef made it a little too Americanized by sweetening the sauce a little too much. He knows the gringos like sugar. We also will have a Spam taco special that will be available. So the Spam tacos, the Musabi tacos are incredible. Drink-wise, we've got You Blend It. We've got Campari. We've got Old Harbor that we're going to be doing custom cocktails with. And from the Midwest, we brought in Ann, the home bartender who's all over YouTube to help us mix a bunch of stuff and do custom cocktails. So the full Reef menu will be available, drink menu, including the secret menu that Shag and I did together. But we will have sponsored booze with pre-batched cocktails for like $8 to $10 cash to turn and burn people so you don't have to wait in a big line. Yeah. So there'll be plenty of food on grounds. And if you guys want to leave grounds right next to us, you're surrounded by only restaurants and bars.
Yeah, we were not lucky enough to snag one of the on-site rooms. I mean, I can get one now for $9,000, I think. But
I don't know 9,000.
That's the great thing is the website. They have it for like like $9,000.
Yeah,
they legally can't say sold out because they give rooms to the what do you call them? The hotel.comers.
Yeah.
And they got rooms available, but they could jack up the price. It's been sold out for months because I have to buy out the hotel and book them. They just can't say sold out is a legal requirement.
Right. I think we're at we're like a 2-minute walk or somewhere. We're not going to be driving because we got those wristbands for the people like us. So we're going to show up, we get our wristbands, and I'm walking in. I see there's the reef bar, there's drinks. What's the vibe like? Like, let's say, for example, what is this right here? This I think is sold out, but this is on Thursday night from 10 till midnight. What is this? The Ghost of Yacht Rock.
The guy who's sitting next to me there is Marty Lush, who actually does the stage work. Used to be the vibes player for why am I forgetting the name of it? Jim Baki's band. Oh my God, I'm forgetting. Tiki Aki. He also did a couple awesome bands, like Calypso style bands. We've done this for years. And behind us is DJ Baz, who just moved to Spain, just retired from Palm Springs, sold his house, and bought a place or is renting a place in Spain. So we're doing it as homage to him. Mm-hmm. That's Thursday night. Thursday and Sunday, you guys rule the grounds. Thursday and Sunday have become the best nights because that's what the event used to look like. It would be like a lot of elbow room around you, still a vibe. Everyone greets and meets you. There's no cliques. Mm-hmm. There's no testosterone, so fights don't break out. So when you guys show up, are you guys coming Thursday?
We're working out. We're there. We know for sure all day Friday, all day Saturday, most of the day Sunday. I'm trying to talk them into come up Thursday too.
Yeah. So if you came Thursday or Friday, the vibe would be when you guys show up, you go to the lobby, pick up your mugs or wristbands, whatever you're getting. You'll be meeting Kat, who runs the front desk for me. Probably right next to her will be one of our rum providers or alcohol providers letting you sample their booze.
Nice.
Then from there, you're probably going to walk into the reef, get a drink. If you got a bathing suit, you can head out by the pool and listen to the music. If not, the reef will have different music. La Fern will be open if you want to walk over to La Fern, which is also air conditioned. Mm-hmm. Have more kind of 70s style cocktails.
Awesome.
All under one roof. And at that point, you'll be swept away to room parties. You'll be swept away to live bands in different locations. And if you just want to break away from the tiki for a little while, you are walking distance to 3 of the best mixed drink places in Palm Springs.
Nice. When you say swept away to room parties and music, that's all on the grounds there?
All on the grounds.
Wow. Nice.
You never have to leave the grounds, except there's only 93 rooms, bunch of room parties. The reef is going the whole time. We'll have music playing in the reef, DJs playing in the reef, live music late night at the reef. Mm-hmm. And then the main stage is by the pool. So you could swim in the pool and oversee the 12 by 16 inch. Oh my God, it's like Spinal Tap. 12 by 16 stage and watch the bands from there. And the vendors will be directly behind them. So if you show up on Thursday and Friday, get your wristband, taste some rum, grab a drink, go support the vendors, hang out by the stage, hit the pool. And if you want to leave grounds for a little while, go to the Del Rey, great cocktail place across the street, or check out Seymour's, which is 2 doors away, which is a great gin bar.
Fantastic.
That's amazing. So what kind of like vendors will be there? Like for the collectors, obviously you could see I'm building the tiki bar in the background. Like, will there be, like the lights, the mugs, tiki shirts,
list right here.
Kind of oh, yeah. There we go.
Pretty much all of it. Actually, Fezarama is not going to be with us this year. That's the only one that's really changed. You've got from vendors that sell beautiful vintage Hawaiian clothes to Retro Ruthie, who buys vintage looking or vintage fabric and makes clothes out of them, to people who make custom lamps. A lot of ceramicists these days, because that's the new thing. So everyone's in the ceramic world.
Yep.
And from there, earrings, necklaces, pendants, everything you could think of, and some of the best artists in the scene. Doug Horn will be there, obviously, selling his art. John Mulder will be there selling his mugs. James Owens, who's kind of new to the scene, who's mostly known as Custom Car, he'll be presenting his original art there. Scott Edinger, custom tikis that he carves on grounds. Rare Bird, another one. Laura Harper, who's got the cover of Exotica Moderne a couple months ago. We've been blessed with a really talented community, and we get
Can
to
I ask? I apologize for interrupting. No, go ahead.
Yeah,
I would say, what's top secret? What does that mean?
Top secret is 2 cabanas that we use for alternates. It's not really locked down for one person. Okay. So at different times, you'll have Campari rum there, or Sapporo, or you blend it, or Old Harbor. So we switch it up. We don't put it as an official title because Exotica Moderne's coming down there, and they're doing the release of the magazine with Shag on the cover. They're doing a signing in the Jungle Room, but Marina's a full page in that magazine. Crazy Al is a full page in that magazine. So we'll probably have them do signings alternately. At some point when you do the schedule, if you guys have been to Tiki Oasis, they give you like a catalog of the whole weekend. Mm-hmm. We give you a postcard. We want to make it really easy on you. So I don't write all the detail. It's like, here's the bones of the event. And then you keep your ears open and listen to the microphone from the stage. And if we decide on dropping something where Crazy Al and Marina are going to do a cannonball run and you guys want to follow them into the pool, we kind of keep it loose like that. Because for a lot of these entertainers and the people coming to the event, this is their vacation. It's not an event to be seen as much as see the show.
Yeah. We were. Go ahead, Luke.
Is it good for like people to use mainly card, or is it cash? Like, as far as bars or vendors go, like, is it good to probably bring like a mix of both things?
It's good to have a mix. There's an ATM on grounds. All of us will take credit cards, but you could also be dealing with spotty Wi-Fi because it's a whole pool area. And also, if you want a drink for $8 to $10 versus $12 to $14 with tax, you want to bring cash. Yeah. So if you really want to try every drink on the menu, do so. Bring your credit card. We accept it. And food, credit card. If you want the specials we're having, bring cash if you're looking to turn and burn. And obviously you're coming down. You said maybe not Thursday because the Tonga Hut's got the party on Wednesday. We'll be at this party on Wednesday where Sven Kirsten will be there. And I'll be drinking the drinks from the grog log.
I tell you what, we're just kind of learning about it. Like you said, there's a party on Wednesday. There seems like there's so much going on around this event. I remember I came out to Palm Springs many years ago when I was first getting into Tiki, because I was like, I'm going to go out and discover it. Because Palm Springs is one of the homes, it seems like, in the history of Tiki. There used to be so much there. Now it's kind of it's one of the homes of Tiki right now, and so it seems so exciting. What kind of for those of us, and we only got a couple minutes left, give us some tips for having the best time at Tiki Caliente.
Just meet the people. The people are everything. There's good-hearted people out there from different communities, open-minded. They always love to hear what people have to say. I always considered like Tiki to be like karate, where it's fun because I've been into the scene for like 14 years, and you could still keep learning things because there's so much texture to it, from wardrobe to mixology to the actual history, and even the Tiki you're talking about, like in Florida, that is part of the history. Wayne Combs was a great Tiki carver in Florida. He just came across from a different angle because he wasn't professionally trained on oceanic art, so he had more of an African vibe. But he passed away a couple of years ago, and he's historic. So it's a colorful crowd. The artists are colorful. I mean, the best advice I could give you is just go there and soak it all in. The difference between, I think, an event like Tiki Caliente or just going to a bar, a lot of times when you go to a bar, it's like seeing a movie. And when you go to an event, it's like reading the book. There's a lot more nuance, and there's a lot more subtext. So like if you guys are sitting there by the pool and like, man, I'm getting a little hot, you go into the reef. Or, hey, wait, I'm getting hot. We got 10 minutes to the room party. Let's get over to the room party. Or, the Campari reps can do a tasting over here. Or, hey, let's go into LaFern, which has the AC going, or Shag's doing a signing. You kind of fashion the event to move around and keep active if that's what you want.
Right.
If you just want to sit in a chair by the pool overlooking the mountains at 95 degrees because you're coming from Colorado or somewhere cold, sit in the chair, man. I would just say go in there with an open-minded approach, meet everybody, and enjoy the color these people bring because they are the show.
Yeah. And when we were up at Oceanic Arts a couple of weeks ago, we heard people talking about Tiki Caliente, asking, hey, are you going to Tiki Caliente? As opposed to now some of them are going to Tiki Oasis and some. What's the difference? And they did say there's a different vibe between the two. If you had to describe the different vibe between Oasis and Tiki Caliente, what is it?
I go back to nurture versus nature. I'm the youngest of 5 boys. And did I become this because the way I was born, or did I do this to be different than my brothers? The path I chose. Otto, Baby Doe, and I get along really well. They created this big juggernaut event where it's people like Viva Las Vegas. It's people that like big crowds. I don't like big crowds. And the people that come to Caliente are getting older as well as myself. And we like the smaller crowds, bands that are been with us a long period of time, like the Martini Kings, Jason Lee. People like every Christmas I watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
it just reminds me of Christmas. So every year, if there's a couple bands you already know, there's no xenophobia about it. It feels comfortable to redo it every year and be familiar. Oasis likes to change the vibe every year. So Oasis to me seems like an event, and I've been to it. This is the first year I didn't go because I'm occupied. That a lot of people go there to be seen. Tiki Caliente, people go to the event to see the event.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I mean, that's the way I look at it. But Oasis is a fun place to go because even if you've been in the scene 10, 12, 20 years, I could walk down a hallway and 80% of the people don't know who I am. Because there's so many new people who are into just the craft of cocktails, who are into just the dress, or, they're into, just hitting the bars, but don't understand the subtext.
Yeah.
Do both. And you guys just determine for yourself what you like.
Right. We checked out Oasis. It was a blast, but people said we can't miss Tiki Caliente. We do have to kind of we're coming up to the end here. Cheeseman, do you have any other questions for Rory?
Yeah, I just had 2 quick questions. So first, kind of tied to what you were just saying, I was wondering, do you ever have special guests, either are there ever celebrities that come, or are there basically Tiki celebrities like Shag and, other people that are recognizable in the Tiki culture and all that?
We have a lot of celebrities because it's Palm Springs that come to the thing outside of Tiki. We just don't promote them because that's their vacation as well. Right. Yep. Exactly. Over the years, we've had quite a few, and some of them you'll see on old photos when Yul Hauser was there, or the girl, I'm trying to remember the actress from Glee who was there. Rusty Warren, Knockers Up, was there several times. But they come as a vacation, so we don't push it. Tiki celebrities, if there's such a thing as Tiki celebrities.
There are.
Shag is always there because he lives directly across the street. Sven Kirsten lives a mile from here. Sven's going to be there. There you go.
Yep.
Nice.
I got my book of Tiki underneath my laptop to prop it up.
It's a big one.
I text some things as well.
Yeah. So Sven will be there. Josh will be there. A lot of the bar owners will be there. So you'll see a lot of the bar owners from some of the favorite bars. Tonga Hut, Claudia and Kevin Murphy will be there. Here's an insight that a lot of people don't know about Tiki, is if you love the Tonga Hut, the main owner is Jeremy Fleener, who's in the band playing the event. So Jeremy Fleener is with the Lowdowns. So Jeremy used to be the guitarist for Cypress Hill. And he is the original owner of the Tonga and still is. He's just not acting.
Nice.
He goes there and fixes things. What's your second question?
Second question has to do specifically with, are there certain items or collector things specifically made for the event, such as T-shirts, stir sticks, mugs, stuff? It sounded like maybe some stuff from Shag that are exclusive to this event.
The Exotica Moderne magazine that we're putting out, or I'm not putting out, it's not mine. Ken will be there, who owns the magazine. It is pretty much the magazine's all about Tiki Caliente. My girlfriend, Kari Hendler, who used to be a writer for Tiki Magazine, did the article for Oceanic Arts, which actually isn't in that magazine, but she's got an article on Shag in that magazine. Shag did the cover. Marina, Crazy Al have done a layout for the his and hers. Sven did an article, so everyone's going to be there for the signing. Besides the mug, I didn't.
That's amazing. Wait, can I just say something? That's amazing. All in. I'm from a magazine background. I did magazine for the past 20 years. Just to pull them all together for the debut of the magazine, that's pretty amazing.
No, I thought it would be kind of fun because, like I said, Oasis always does kind of like the catalog brochure. We always do a postcard. I thought it would be fun that everyone could have their stuff signed on this, but I didn't do a lot of merchandise this year. Besides the mug, I kind of streamlined. Yeah, I've got 5 jobs going into my 50. I'll be 50 in June. I got, Tiki Caliente, Circa Caliente, The Reef, Sancho's, and LaFern. And even just space to put merchandise is becoming a premium. Mm-hmm. So the vendors will have some exclusive stuff. Shag is releasing a print that weekend.
Nice.
So that'll be something exclusive.
The official mug is already sold out, right?
It is. We'll have a couple on hand for a premium. But yeah, the cannibal. The cannibal will be there. It looks awesome, by the way.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we do have to come to a close here so that because you've got so much to do to get ready for the event next weekend. We so appreciate, Rory, you coming on today. We've never been. And so as the newbies there, we can't wait to meet you next week. We can't wait to meet everybody. This sounds like more like a family of Tiki lovers more than just a giant show that you go to. And that's why I'm getting excited. That's what we were hearing over. It's like there is a different feel that you'll get to know more people at Tiki Caliente and you want to come back over and over again. So I'm really looking forward to that. We got to let you go. Anything before we let you go? Anything else you want to encourage people to come?
No, guys,
I can't because it's sold out, but still.
Guys, you will be entertained. There's a lot going on in a lot of different departments. If you're new to the scene, please greet a bunch of people, say hi to them. We want everyone to interact. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of layers that we don't have on the actual list. I think that's what keeps it fun. Even after this interview, I got a couple hours free. I can go see Doctor Strange. It's like Easter eggs. The event has a lot of Easter eggs that if you're in the middle of doing something, you'll hear something from the stage that this is going on over here. So if you got a short attention span, I'm your guy. You will be entertained.
That's awesome. So where can people, if they want information about the event, any updates, or where should they go?
TikiCaliente.com or Tiki Caliente's Facebook page. But at this point, keep your eye on October, our Circa Caliente event, which is another event we've been doing for almost 8 years, or a version of this, where John Mulder will still be down, Shag will be there. It'll still be the same diehards, but with a slightly different spin.
All right. Rory Snyder, everybody, thank you for joining us today. We will see you next week at the Tiki Caliente big event. My name is Jim. You can call me Rum Bum Jimmy. Who else we got?
Well, you can just call me Cheeseman in Paradise.
All right.
And definitely, this is our first show. We were very excited to do this. So continue to check out the TikiFreaks.com. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and especially our website. And we're going to have more content coming.
We absolutely will. We can't wait to see everybody next week at Tiki Caliente Palm Springs, May 12th through the 15th at the Caliente Tiki Hotel. We'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.